Hey everyone, happy spring equinox and old New Year's Day, which is actually not on January 1st, it's on March 25th. So right now is a really good time for manifestation and for taking action on your goals. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my vision board process and exactly how I go about manifesting the life I want for myself and how I use vision boards as a tool to do so. So first I want to share a little backstory on this video. A lot of these clips were actually filmed when I was still pregnant with Winona. Hi Noni. She's right here next to me. She's just cooing around. So a lot of these clips were filmed when I was still pregnant with Winona, and it was filmed towards the end of December and early January. And my original idea was to have it all finished in January so that I could post it during the new year, or what I used to believe was the new year. I just obviously never got around to it because I was very pregnant. And flash forward to today, it actually makes so much sense energetically why I never finished it in January and why I finally feel ready to complete it and share this project with you guys now in March. In January, I was still wrapping things up. I was nearing the end of my pregnancy and I was closing out a chapter of my life, which was me not as a mom. And if you want to hear more about that story, you can click the link above or below. But yeah, so I was closing out a chapter of my life and I was still in that winter phase, I guess, energetically, compared to how I feel today. And even nearing the end of February and moving into the beginning of March, I just feel so much lighter. I feel so much more ready to take on my goals and to have new experiences. And all around, I just actually feel the renewal happening in my life. So if you needed a sign that the new year is really on March 25th, then this is it. All right, and let's talk a little bit about the spring equinox and like what's going on. So I'm no expert in this, but from what I can understand, the spring equinox obviously is the beginning of spring. So that's a time of renewal and new energy and new things happening, new things are growing. And old New Year's Day is actually on March 25th, which is the original New Year's Day. New Year's Day as we know it today on January 1st only started getting celebrated about like 400 years ago when the Gregorian calendar was created. So old New Year's Day is actually more of a ancient practice and it just correlates more with the spring equinox, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So before we get started on the making of the board, hi, you okay? And before we get started on the actual making of the board and the actual vision boarding process, I want to share and talk a little bit about manifestation and why I feel like vision boards have always worked for me. So I just want to show you guys some real life examples of things that have come true on previous vision boards. So on this board, I wanted to get a house and I did end up buying my first house that year. And then I also wanted a dog, but I couldn't decide which kind of dog I wanted. So I put 2 dogs on the board. And that year I actually got 2 dogs. So just be careful what you put on your board. And on the left side, there was a girl singing and I started taking singing lessons that year. And the girl in the photo is singing alone on a stage, it looks like. And I did that for my first performance. I actually sang alone on stage with no background music. I did the national anthem and that was super scary, but it was also really fun. All right, this is the next year's board, and on this one I did end up getting a second house, and obviously this one's a lot more detailed, which is really good. So I did end up getting a new house. I did stop smoking that year because I ended up getting pregnant, so sometimes things work in weird ways. Me and my friend did start a business, but it didn't go anywhere. I did start working on a poetry book, and then we started working out together, me and Logan. I got a kitchen with an island. That was like really important to me. I didn't want any more dogs, so I just put pictures of my current dogs. And then in the left corner here, I put marriage because I was afraid to put a baby. And I was like, no, I don't want a baby yet. I'm not ready for that. So I kind of like judged the dream that was coming out of my heart and decided that I thought marriage was the correct order for things to happen in. But after this board was made, we found out we were pregnant with Winona. So it's important to understand that creating a vision board is more than focusing on the end goal. It's more than just putting pictures on a paper and crossing your fingers. The first and most important step is to get in touch with your intuition. And I usually do this through meditation and journaling. So we're going to dive into that in just a minute. But the second most important thing I think to creating a vision board is asking yourself who you need to become in order to achieve those goals. So for example, if you want to be more organized, you probably need to develop some sort of routine. Or if you want to achieve certain fitness results, you probably need to cultivate discipline. So picture your end goal and then ask yourself that question. Do you need to cultivate more patience? Do you need to cultivate more confidence? Do you need to develop a routine? Do you need to practice boundary setting? Sorry, one moment. Okay. Do you need to practice being more in the present moment? Do you need to travel more? And the list just goes on and on and on. And so a personal example for me on my vision board, I put that I want to achieve the goal of having 1,000 YouTube subscribers. And I really wanted to find a way where I could be myself and help other people and get paid to do that. And so I decided that YouTube was the best option for that. So in order to do that or achieve that result, I really need to work on my confidence, and I really need to not care what other people think of me, and I need to not be afraid of judgment or rejection. So I made sure I put that on my vision board. And then I had to go deeper than that, and this is where those tools I was talking about comes in, meditating and journaling, and ask myself, why am I afraid of judgment? Or why am I not as confident as I could be? Or what's holding me back? So it's more than just creating the board. It's aligning yourself and attuning yourself to the vibration of your desired results, or of the life that it is that you want to create for yourself. So like attracts like. What vibration do I need to embody in order to align myself with the life that it is that I want to create for myself, that my dream life? What do I need to cultivate in order to align myself with my dreams? So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is to get in touch with our intuition to figure out exactly what it is that we want to create and how we're going to go about creating that. So I believe that these dreams or visions were placed in our hearts by God or the creator, whatever you want to call it. And it's our job to align ourselves with our highest potential so that we can achieve those results and manifest those dreams for ourselves. And I do this by meditating and journaling on a daily basis. Meditation is extremely important to my practice, and it's how I receive guidance. It's a time for me to practice gratitude, to pray, to focus on my breathing, and just in general to set intentions for my day and for my life. I highly recommend a meditation practice. I haven't figured out how to do it with a baby just yet, but once I do, I will be sure to let you guys know how I'm getting that figured out. I'd like to believe that all my meditation sessions are this ideal, but in reality, most of them used to look like this. And now a lot of them are gonna look like this. So wherever you are, whenever, carve out some time and space for meditation. It doesn't need to be super long. Before I had Winona, I used to meditate for just 5 to 15 minutes each day, and that was a really manageable amount of time for me to handle, along with all of the other stuff that I was doing for that day. So the next step about getting in touch with your dreams and intuition and trusting yourself is journaling. Write. That is all I have to say. Get a journal and write. It doesn't need to be a set structure or plan to any of this. You can just write complete gibberish. The point is that you get your thoughts and feelings out and on paper so they aren't clouding your mind and getting in the way of your creative brain, because manifestation is really a creative process. And so sometimes I'll write prayers, sometimes I write poems, or just express how I'm feeling. Use a journal to get to know yourself and get to know what it feels like to be in touch with yourself. Journaling is a great way to start to develop a relationship with yourself and get to know what it is exactly that you want to create so that you can hear your inner guidance and then act upon it. Alrighty, now onto the board. Alright, cool. So I like to get a notebook and title it Vision Board. And then I like to break my life up into different categories. That helps me stay organized. So I have health, home and environment, family, baby, relationships, that includes romantic and friendships, work and finances, hobbies, which include poetry and now YouTube and vlogging, and fun stuff, which includes traveling and camping. And the last one is the emotional and internal goals, what I need to cultivate in order to manifest my desired results. So we'll do one section together so you can kind of see my thought process. So we'll start with health. And for me, health includes clean eating, working out, my gym goals and my body goals. And then also that includes meditation and continuing that practice. All right, and then we'll do one more section together. So I'll do work and finances, and I put working from home, but I crossed it out and put work from anywhere because I already work from home. So it's kind of important to be specific too. I did pay off some debt, saving for fun adventures, multiple streams of income, and just in general increasing my income. And then you kind of just do that for every other category. Yeah, so like another example on fun and extras, I put traveling to Nashville, we really want to do that. Tattoos, we wanted a 4Runner, but we ended up getting a truck. So some of this stuff has already come true. And so then the next step is going on the internet and going on Pinterest. I like to create a folder for my vision board each year, and I'll start gathering these images earlier in the year. And then we're gonna do health, right? So I go through my images and see if there's any images already that involve health or body goals. And then I click on it, I screenshot it or like snip it, and then put it onto a Google Doc, resize the image, and just repeat that over and over. And then just kind of a little tip too, I did kind of make these a little big. I realized that at the end. So yeah, just be mindful of the size. And then I'll go back to my notebook and check off the ones that I did. So we did body goals, clean eating, and then now I just have to do the meditation. And then once I've completed all of my little subcategories, I go in and type personalized affirmations as they pertain to that particular section of my life or that particular goal. So I am healthy and happy. I cook clean meals. I continue to meditate daily and cultivate my meditation practice. I easily find time to meditate with my baby. I return to the gym with a positive attitude. So you can make them personalized to your goals, and then I make them colorful so that they look cute on my board. And that's pretty much it. And so there's the whole section and what it kind of looks like. You're going to print out all those images once you're done with all of your sections. These are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need a canvas or a surface, a glue stick, scissors, fun stuff like holographic paper and glitter. That's it. So you're going to start by cutting out all the images, and you just chill, turn on some tunes, and cut everything out. Alright, and then you're going to do a preliminary layout, and you're just going to kind of lay it out and kind of what you want it to look like. I like to do mine by sections, and then you're going to rip it all apart. Yes, you are. You're going to rip it all apart. I just like to use that preliminary layout to kind of get an idea of how many pictures are going to fit on the board, and then I slowly start gluing things on. And I always like to put an image in the center, or like my big idea for that year. And this year I put the coronation of the Virgin Mary, because to me it symbolized like stepping into my purpose and accepting my purpose as a mom and just as like a creator, I guess. All right, and here is the final product. I ended up not using a freaking lot of pictures, so that'll sometimes happen. That whole process took me about 2 hours. It's not perfect, but I really like the layout of it, and I like how the affirmations kind of all around the board. It's really nice. Alrighty, that's all for today. I hope I was able to help you guys out and give you guys an idea of how you can get in touch with yourself, how you can manifest the life that you want for yourself. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Drop a comment. Let me know how you plan to create the life that you want for yourself. And we'll see you next time. Say bye.